Warning now. An Asian American viciously beaten on a New York City subway. NYPD officials say they're still investigating whether it's a hate crime. A warning now. The video we're about to show is graphic and disturbing. Local coverage from NBC4 New York and reporter Erica Byfield.
The J train beating is brutal. Fists flew both ways until they didn't. Eventually, an Asian man passes out after getting punched, choked.
It makes you think twice about taking the train.
The NYPD's Hate Crimes Task Force is reviewing it, working to learn when this happened, what prompted it, and who this man is. Last seen walking off the train in Brooklyn at the Kosciuszko Street station.
Bystander intervention trainings.
It was several miles away in Bensonhurst where that came up. Lawmakers, community activists on hand to support two women who believe that attackers spit on them because they're Asian.
He just spit out to me and then fall on my face here. And I said, "Excuse me." Then I didn't look back.
He didn't attack anyone who could have fought back, and I believe there was a reason for that.
16-year-old Vanessa Lamb says that mid-March day, she also got pushed. A witness saw and helped.
If we don't speak up, people will be emboldened to do these senseless acts.
We need good neighbors like that.
Monday, several lawmakers committed to find funding for that, convinced that's part of the way that New York City must tackle this issue, especially given what happened on that J train.
It's sad, it could be one of us, it could be, it could be any of us any day tomorrow,
For the news, I'm Erica Byfield.
This is Jeremiah 48:29. We have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceedingly proud. His loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and the haughtiness of his heart. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing this word with true sincerity, with charity. So I just want to go into this lesson about Moab, man, these Moabites, man. And basically what you see now is basically a rash of attacks against Moab from so-called white people, so-called black people, and basically non-Asian people, basically putting a foot up Moab's ass, man. You know what I'm saying? And the spirit, the indignation against the Lord, man, of the Lord is against these heathen nations, man. As the scripture says in the book of Obadiah, the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, man. And Moab has been a major contributor to basically the destruction of our people, man. They're feeding off our people, man. And they're very proud against us. They hate us Israelites, man. They put it in their media. They put on blackface. They make fun of us, man. And now they're reaping what they've sowed, man. So you've been living off of us for a long time, man. I know his wrath, says Yahweh, but it shall not be so. His lies shall not so affect it. Therefore will I howl for Moab, and I will cry out for all Moab. My heart shall mourn for the men of Kir-Heres. Okay? So, yeah, man, the Lord is going to bring destruction upon Moab. O vine of Sibmah, I will weep for thee with the weeping of Jazer. The plants are gone over the sea. They reach even the sea of Jazer. The spoiler is fallen upon the summer fruits and upon thy vintage. And joy and gladness is taken from the plentiful field and from the land of Moab. And I have caused wine to fail from the winepress. None shall tread with shouting. Their shouting shall be no shouting. Okay. All right. So yeah, man. The Lord is about to bring destruction upon all these Moabites, man, and more to come, man, because the Lord is raising up the Israelites now, man. And all these nations have been feeding on us, man. And when you go into the parable of Lazarus, it says the dogs licked his sores. That's all these other nations feeding off of us, man. Okay. Okay. Let me get another scripture, man. All right. This is all right. This is 2 Ezra 16:1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe to be unto thee, Egypt and Syria, man. So all these nations, Moab included, man. All right. When you go into Psalms 83, when it talks about the confederation of nations that took down Israel, it talks about the sons of Lot, which you Moabites, you're the sons of Lot, and you Ammonites, right? Gird yourselves with clothes of sack and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. All right. All right. Okay. Your destruction is at hand. A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? So the Lord has pronounced destruction upon you, heathen nations, man. Okay, and you Moabites of as well, man. In fact, let me get another scripture. All right. All right. Right. This is 2 Ezra 15:46. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her persons. Right. The partaker of the hope of Babylon. Because Moab is a big part of our slavery, man. You know, I believe that was the first nation that we went under slavery under, actually, man. All right. I gotta check that again. But anyway, and thou, Asia, that are partaker of the hope of Babylon, and are the glory of her persons. Are partaker of the glory of her persons, right? See, Moab has a lot invested in America, man. You know, when you saw that movie, if you ever seen the movie Red Dawn, it's basically talking about how the Asians came and took over America because basically they bought up everything. They bought all the debt, and all America had to pay them with is assets and basically the people. So they basically own a good percentage of America. All right. So they're partakers in the hope of Babylon. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and has decked thy daughters in whoredom. Right, you're partakers of the philosophies of Babylon the Great, man. Okay, whether it be homosexuality and all these other philosophies that America promotes, man. You guys are partakers of that, man. You know, China is actually a testing ground for a lot of things that they want to do here in America, man. Whether it be contact tracing, this whole Rona 19 thing. The testing ground was China, man. That they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredoms with thee, right? And these Asian women, man, they desire Edomite men because they believe that they're the standard of beauty because they're the ones that are in power. All right. You know, and their families, they basically applaud their daughters marrying Edomite men. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions, Therefore saith Yahweh, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower. The heat shall arise that is sent over thee. All right. So the Lord's finna basically beat y'all ass, man. Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes. So that's what's gonna happen to Babylon and Asia, man. You're gonna be weakened like a poor woman with stripes. You're gonna be like a frail woman that got their ass whooped, man. Which is what's happening in your communities, man. Old women, young women getting their ass beat, men getting beat up, man. It's the spirit of the Lord that's jumping. All of a sudden, people just want to beat up Asians, man, and Moabites and Ammonites or whatever, man. That's the spirit of the Lord, man. Nobody would just think to do that on their own, man. You know what I mean? All right. Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastened with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee. You're going to get your ass whooped so bad, man. You know. So, yeah, man. But eventually, Jacob, man, we're going to put a foot in the ass of all these nations, man. And the Moabite king, in fact, let me get this. Bear with me. Right. Now, this is the story about Balaam and Balak. Balak being the king of Moab. Basically, he hired Balaam to curse Israel. And this is Numbers 24 and 13. If Balak, start at 12. And Balaam said unto Balak, I spake not also to thy And Balaam said unto Balak, spake I not also to thy messengers, which thou sent unto me, saying, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I could not go beyond the commandment of Yahweh to do either good or bad of mine own mind. But what Yahweh saith, that will I speak, because the Lord was basically, he was dealing with this heathen as far as prophecy is concerned. He was giving them visions and understanding. And now, behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advertise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. So basically, Balaam told Balak, basically, this is what these people are going to do to you in these latter days, man. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam the son of Beor have said, and the man whose eyes are open have said, he has said, which heard the words of Yahweh and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I will see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. And that's talking about Yahweh Shai. All right. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab. All right. So, hey, man, Yahweh Shai is going to come and crush these nations, man. Scripture says on his head is going to be many crowns, man. And destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. Okay. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. So the Lord's going to crush all these nations, man. And he's going to give his men the power to do so as well. And when he looked on Amalek, and which those are the people who call themselves Jews, the Amalekites, okay, the Israelis, so to speak. These are the Amalekites. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. So that's one nation, the nation of Edom, especially Amalek, that's going to be exterminated. And the rest of you nations, you're going to be beaten into powder, man. You know, you're going to, these other nations. All right. This is Micah 5. This is Micah 5 and 7. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people as a dew from Yahweh, as the shower upon the grass that tarrieth not for men. So like in the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people as a dew from Yahweh, as the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest. And that spirit is coming back, man. That's why Jacob's kicking ass, man. As a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both teareth down and teareth in pieces, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. So the Lord's going to put the spirit on Jacob to crush these nations, man. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thy adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds, and I will cut off witchcrafts out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. And that's what Balaam was, man, a soothsayer, basically. But, the Lord dealt with him, just to give him that information. But yeah, that's the end of that, man. Matter of fact, let me get one more scripture. This is Malachi 4 and 13. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hooves brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto Yahweh, and their substance unto Yahweh of the whole earth. So we're going to beat the hell out of you other nations, man, and we're going to take everything you got, man. Call Allah and Allah Yahweh Shemi Al Shai. Wild Baba Ball.